Hello guys and welcome to this tutorial once again, and this is the complete tutorial of SQL injection. So no matter if you are a beginner or an advanced user, this is the complete SQL injection tutorial where you will learn SQL injection from absolute beginning to the advanced, and alongside we will be solving the lab which will have the great concept of SQL injection. So I hope you will love this course. So without wasting time, let's get into the point. Today in this video we are going to solve these three labs of .net, and in the first lab we are going to see all of the database present inside a particular column or a table using some by using the SQL injection vulnerability. We are going to use this vulnerability as a powerful tool to see all the table, and in the second case we are going to log in into a website using the same kind of vulnerability, and in the third case we are going to determine the number of columns using SQL union attack. So okay, let's get started with the first lab. So I'll just click on access the lab. So remember, this is our lab. Okay, I had already solved this. So okay, let us go to the spread section here. Okay, I don't know what the heck is happening, but you can see while clicking on the spread option, I am just able to see three columns. I mean to say three datas inside the spread column. So I'll just inject this as a query here, or 1 equals to 1, and then I will just make rest of the line as comment. Okay, so in this way we can solve this lab. So I'll just close this one, and now we are going to log in this lab with the help of SQL injection vulnerability. So I'm just going to my account here. Okay, now we are already given that our username is administrator. So if I'm not wrong, okay, to solve the lab, perform an SQL injection attack that logs into the application as the administrator user. So our username will be administrator, and now we have to guess the password here. Okay, okay. Now let me just log in. I'll just write random value on the password, and this is our payload. So it will just close this administrator username, and then it will create rest of the line and comments. So the query will run like select star from the database name where username equals to something and password equals to something, and after writing uh, this code will close the username field, and this double dash will create rest of the thing as comment. So password field will be empty, and username will return the value true, so it will just log in. So let me just log in here. Okay, my username is administrator, and boom, we are able to solve the lab. Okay, so yeah, this is the lab that we are going to solve now. Okay, so we have to guess the number of columns using union. Okay, let it get loaded. Okay, let's get to the spread section here. Okay, now let's use our union command. Okay, let's see whether we can get something or not. Okay, so you can see our lab was successfully solved, and we can clearly guess that there were three number of columns. Okay, if I had written here two null instead of three, you can see it will give some error. Yeah, you can see it will give the internal server error. So in this way you can be verified that this website is particularly vulnerable to SQL injection. So you can see these two labs are quite useful, and you can find such vulnerability in the real websites as well. So you just need to pay attention in these two types of labs. Okay, and in the first lab we have the SQL injection union attack, and we have to find a column containing a particular text. So in the previous video we find the number of columns. So if you don't know how to find the number of column, so you can just go to the description and you can find the previous video and watch how you can find the number of columns, okay, using the SQL injection vulnerability. And now we have to find a particular text in that one, and after that we will retrieve some data from other table as well. So okay, so let us click on this access the lab. Okay, you guys just ignore this message. Okay, I had already solved this lab, so I have just make this videos to make you understand. So I'll just click on this gift category. So you can click on any random category. Okay, let us know the number of columns. So let us write with it with 4. Okay, let us go with 4, and we can just keep on decreasing. No, it do not contain 4 columns. Now let us go with 3 columns. Okay, now we are pretty sure that it contains 3 columns. Now we have to replace this with, okay, let us replace this with any string. Okay, so you can see it reflected the same string here, string here. So in this way you can solve this lab. So this string is contained in the second column. That's what this vulnerability means to say. So this might be a bit different in your case while you are trying to solve this lab. So you might be shown some string here. Let's say you are shown A here. So no, I've already written A. So let us say that it contains, you need to replace some string by just let's say Sandesh here. So Sandesh will be reflected. You can see Sandesh will be reflected here, and you have to replace the Sandesh with the same string that you will be shown here. So in this way you can solve the lab. So you guys just ignore this message. Find after solving, after getting into this stage, you will just see this lab. You will not see it initially. Okay, so I'll just close this tab. Now we are good to solve this lab. So in this lab, what we are going to do is we have a table name users, and we have columns name username and password. So okay, so in this lab we just click on one category. Okay, you can just click on clothing, shoes and accessories. Okay, first let us know the number of columns. Let me close this one. So I'll just, okay, I've written the spelling of select select, sorry. So let us go with 3 columns here. Let's see, we will get any kind of error. Yeah, we have got an error. Okay, now that when we have written 2 null, we have got something here. So it means there are 2 columns. So we know the number of some tables are username and password, and it is presented inside the table name users. So we are going to replace this null with username and password. Okay, let me just go there once again. Okay, username and password from the table name users, right? Okay, let us see we will get something here or not. Okay, username password. Okay, users, so the table name is also correct. Okay, yeah, now we have seen this. So you can see the winner and something is written here. So I'll just click this and open in a new tab. So I'll just try to log in. So you can see we have to log in as an administrator user. So I'll just click this and copy this administrator here. Okay, I'll just replace this payload and let me write, okay, here is the password of administrator. So let us write this. Let's try to log in. Yeah, so we have this lab solved. And today in this video we are going to solve these 2 lab support Swinger.net. So you can see lab 1 contains querying the database type and version on the Oracle, whereas in the lab 2 we have querying the database type and version on the MySQL and Microsoft. So these are the things. So if you can solve lab 1, you can definitely solve lab 2, because solving, after having the concept of solving the lab 1, solving lab 2 is not that too hard. So you should pay a bit attention while solving this lab, because it is a bit real life scenarios, because you will not have any idea which type of database is being used in the backend. Sometimes it might be it might be MySQL, or it can be Oracle as well, PostgreSQL, or anything else. So you just need to be aware about solving. So after solving this lab, you can be aware. So here is a little bit cheat sheet by Fortune.net. So this will be useful to us, and basically, as we are trying to fetch out the version, so this database version cheat sheet will be more useful to us rather than other. But you can have a look at other cheat sheets as well. So what we are going to do is we're just clicking in access the lab, and let it get loaded. Parallelly, I have the burp sheet open here. So okay, I can see, and you can also see that there is no much vulnerable parameter here beside this category field. So you can just click on any of the items. So I'll just click on add. I mean to say pitch. And okay, let me go to burp sheet. So let me reload this, turn on the intercept. So I'll just send it to repeater, turn it off. Okay, let it get reloaded, and I'll just do something here. So firstly, we need to fetch out the number of tables or columns present in the database. So we can just do it by just doing order. So I had written the spelling of order wrong. So you can just write order by 1, and let us do the commenting to the rest of the things. So let us see. And sometimes we will get something error like internals or error. So let me click on here. Okay, 0 match, it means we are good to go till now. So I'll just increase this value to 2. Let me see whether I can get something here or not. Okay, now that we know that we have 2 columns, so I will just write 3. Okay. Okay, so we are pretty sure that we have 2 columns here. So now what we are going to do is we are going to use union. So union, and then so we are going to use here union. So I have written the union, and then what? So union union, and as we knew that we have 2 columns here, so we'll just write union select, and then firstly we can write null comma null. And previously we knew that it is a Oracle database, so there is a by default table presented in the Oracle database. So we can just, and their table is dual. So I'll just write from. So let me forward this and see whether I can get something here or not. And okay, now let me forward this. Okay, I'm getting everything okay. So let me replace this with some string. Okay, let me write here a. I think except writing hello will be better. Okay, let me see. Okay, now let me do this one. Okay, so by this we are pretty sure that we are using single quote here, and so we can replace our query in place of single quote. So the query for knowing the database version is presented in our cheat sheet. So let me go to our cheat sheet. So we have Oracle database, and our command is definitely gonna be select banner from this one. Okay, so what you can do is you can just use any of the commands. So I'll just write version. You can write banner as well. Okay, so I'll just go and write here version. So version from, and here in place of dual you can just remove it with the thing that we copied previously. So we copied this b instance, and if you have written banner here, then you can just replace that dual with b version. So I'll just send this. Oh, we got an internal server error, so let us see. So I think writing null here will be better, will be the better option. So now let me forward this. Again we have got an internal error. Version from b instance. So let me do this one. Okay, so we have got a bad request warning here, so let me replace this with this. Again we have got a bad request. uh, okay, so let us see version from v instance. Okay, let us go there. So now let's write banner from b version. If it is not working, so we can just replace this with this one. So I will again paste it here. So now in place of version I'll just write banner. Yeah, banner ban here. Yeah. Yeah, so we have got everything okay. So let us go and see here. Okay, let us just reload this. I think we have our lab solved. Okay, so we have our lab solved. Yeah, and on the other hand, you can just replace the position of banner and null. Okay, I'd written this banner at the beginning, before null, and you can even write banner, after null, right? You can just replace banner here. What I mean to say is, you can just write null, and yeah, so it will not matter with the position. So you will get 200. Okay, so you can see this is the thing that you will get. So after rendering you can get this thing. So I hope you guys loved this. So let us move to the another section. Okay, I think the recording process is going on. Yeah, previously I was recording, but the process was not going on, so it was really a bad moment for me. So you can see, for in this case we have to fetch out the version on MySQL and Microsoft. So I'll just click on access the lab. Here is our cheat sheet, and in Microsoft and MySQL we have the same query. So we can just write select @ version. So as we will write select initially while writing union select and something here. Then in that case we don't need to write this select query second time, so we can just replace it with version only. So let us go to any section here. So let us go to the page section. Okay, so let me open my burp suite. You can even do it in your browser, but you need to reload it time and again, and that will be a handy job. So I'm just doing it over burp suite and using the repeater function of the burp suite. Okay, so now let us know the number of columns present here. So you can just do order by 1. Let us see we will get something here or not. Okay, so we have got an internal server error, so let us replace with this hashtag. Okay, now we have got everything okay. So sometimes this hashtag, or this double dash is blocked either in the client side or at the server side. So in that case you get internal server error. So both of them have the same functionality. Either both of them are used to comment the SQL statement or any database. They are used to comment. So I'll just write internal server error so that it will be easier for me next time whenever I will get something. So it means there is the presence of one column. So I'll just write 2 here. Okay, everything is okay. So let me replace it with 3. Yeah, so it means I have 2 columns here. So I'll just write union select null comma null. Okay, let me forward this. Okay, everything is okay till now. So let me replace with any string. Yeah, everything is okay till now. So now we can just replace it with @version. Let me send this. Okay, so we have our lab solved properly. Yeah, we have our lab solved.
And today in this video we are going to solve this lab of Potslinger. And okay, without wasting time, let's get to the point. And we have the database with the content and table name users, and we have columns name username and password. So all we need to do is we need to perform a SQL injection union attack, and that will retrieve the username and password of the administrator. So you can use the cheat sheet. Okay, so I had open cheat sheet in the new tab, and here what we need to do is we need to retrieve all the username and password, and we need to you can see it is telling us to retrieve the multiple value, means we need to retrieve the value of both administrator, I mean to say username and password in a single column. That means we need to do string concatenation over here. So we have different case for the string concatenation. So as we go to the lab description, we have this vulnerable parameter in this product category field. So what I will do is I will just go there and I will just go to this any category. So I'll just go ahead with this pets one. So you can just use Bob shoot if needed. So I'll just turn on the intercept. I'll just go to this pets. Okay, so here this is our vulnerable parameter. I'll just send this to the repeater, turn up the intercept. I will, okay. So I'll just go here, repeater. I'll just send this and see what normal request I will get. So I'll just render this. Okay, firstly, my first job will be finding the number of columns over here. So I will do union select null comma null and then oh sorry, and then I will do commenting to the rest of the line. Okay, it is telling internal server error. Okay, okay, I will just URL encode it with control U. So I will just go ahead and encode it with URL. So URL U encode that will be control U. Okay, so it you can see it is giving us this result. So it means we have this two number of columns over here. So what we need to do is we need to retrieve the username and password from the table name user. So what we need to do is we need to do string concatenation. So we can do it by doing using this query. So select null comma null and username, and now we need to go ahead and use this string concatenation cheat sheet over here, and you can see we need to go ahead and try for all of this type of database, and we are not sure that which type of database is being used in the backend. So we need to go ahead and use this. So firstly we will get started with Oracle, and then we will go with another one. So for Oracle we will use this double bar and this one for concatenation. So and we will use one space and one space, okay, one space is okay. Mm, username and password from users. So I will just send this. So it is giving us this internal server error. So I will just copy this URL and I will go ahead in this lab, and I will try to inject my vulnerable parameter over here. Okay, so it is not getting every result over here. I mean to say command over here. So my I will just send this, and okay. So this is our username and this one is our password. So this is another username and this is another password. In this same way, this is another username and this is another password, and we need to find out the user password of this administrator user. So you can also do where username equals to this administrator for better filtering of the result. So our username is gonna be administrator and our password is gonna be this character. Okay, I'll just copy this, paste it over here. I'll just try to log in. Okay, so in this way you can solve this lab.
Firstly, we are going to solve this lab. So parallelly, I have opened Bob Shoot over here, and we have some cheat sheet over here provided to us. So you can see. So we have Oracle database. Not Oracle database means only Oracle one, and the non-Oracle database are Microsoft, PostgreSQL, and MySQL. So what I will go do is I'll just click and access the lab, and here we have our lab opened. So I'll just go to pets category, but before that I'll just turn on the Bob shoot intercept. So I'll just click on this one. So send this to repeater. Good, and then what we'll do is I'll turn up the intercept. So firstly, we need to, as we are pretty sure that there is the use of non-Oracle database in this lab, so we need to be sure which type of database is being used. So you can see if we do, okay, let me do something here. So firstly, let us know the number of columns that is being used. So you can just know it by using this query order by one, and I'll just comment the rest of the lines. So let me see what will I get. I'll send this packet. Good. So I'll just write here information. Okay, no problem. So I'm just writing it for the future use. So I'll just replace this with 2. Let me see. Now I'll replace this with 3. Good. So now that we are pretty sure that there is the use of 2 columns over here. So what I will do is I just use union and select null comma null from, okay, information SCEMA dot tables, and then we'll do commenting to the rest of the lines. So let's see. Okay, we have got everything. Okay, now we need to know which type of database is being used. So if this query will return true, then we are pretty sure that either Microsoft or MySQL database is being used in the backend. Or if this query is being used, it returns the value true, then PostgreSQL is being used in the backend. So let us write this one. Okay, let us just replace this null over here. Okay, I'll just try @@ version over here. Let us see what type of result we'll get. So we have got the bare response, so I'm pretty sure that it is the PostgreSQL database that is being used. So here we know. Here we go. So after doing this, we are pretty sure that PostgreSQL is being used. So now we need to fetch out some table name. So what I will do is I'll just go and try to fetch out table name. Table underscore name from its information schema dot tables. Okay, let me just go and render this. Okay, it seems like I've got something useful information over here. So I'll just copy its URL and paste it into the browser. Okay, so let me go over here. So let me see whether I've got something useful or not. Okay, here we have something useful. Here the useful column, table. Now our next job will be finding the column name. So I'll just replace this with column COLUM and column underscore name from information schema dot columns. And just write where columns where table underscore name equal to, here we go. I'll just encode it under this code. Here I have forgotten to concatenate it with this plus signs. So now everything is okay, I guess. Yeah. So let us see. Oh, good. So here we have something useful this time as well. So I'll just go and paste this. So you can see. So I'll just try it. Replace this with. Okay, and I'll just replace this column name comma null with that characters. Okay, because these are the table and column name that we have pasted out. Information schema dot tables. So I will just erase this. Okay, I will just try this one, and I'll just replace these two over here. Username comma password. So now we have to fetch out the password, right? Okay, let me forward this and let's see what we can get. Okay, we have got everything. Okay, so let me just copy and paste it over this browser. Okay, let us see the username. Here we go. So we have got the username and password of administrator. So in this way you can just fetch out the username and password of non-oracle. I mean to say you can just fetch out the content inside the non-oracle database. So in this case we are just fetching out the username and password, but in your case you can just fetch out other information that you usually need. So in this way you can solve this lab. Okay, so I'll just click. Okay, now it's time to solve this oracle, this lab containing oracle database in the backend. So what I will do is I'll just cut this off. Okay, here is my proxy over here. It's taking a bit time, but you need to be sure about all these things. In the case of oracle, you'll have the default name of the table that exists, and that table name is all underscore table. So in non-oracle databases you would have the presence of information schema but dot tables, but in the case of oracle databases you have what is called all underscore tables. So I'll just go to this pit, but before that I'll turn on the intercept, click on pit. So I'll just send it to the repeater, turn up the intercept. Okay, so now we need to understand how many columns are presented over here. So I'll just do order. So I'll just directly go over to, okay, so I don't want to waste the time anymore, because I guess there is the presence of two columns, because since we did a lot of time there is the presence of two columns over here. So this time as well there might be the presence of two, and you guess, you know what, I was right as well. So I'll just write union select null comma null from. This time we cannot write information schema dot table, so we can just write all underscore table, right? Okay, oh, so I'll just copy this, paste it over here. Let me see what type of content I've get. Okay, I've got everything right. So what I will do is I'll just write table underscore name. Let me see what I will get. So I have got everything. Okay, so now I'll just copy the URL, paste it over my browser, and I will do the same that I did in the non-oracle non-oracle case, but here is a bit different query. So I'll just go and search for the useful information. Okay, I think this will be the useful information for us. Okay, I'll just go over here once again. So what this time we will replace this table underscore name with column and column underscore name from all columns. So this time we need to replace tables with columns. column, and the s is already present here. And where, I think we need to see how we can use where. Okay, yeah, where table underscore name is equal to this one. So let me forward this. Let's see, we've got an internal server error. So it seems like we have done something Okay, we need to replace this all underscore tables with all tab underscore column. Okay, while fetching out this all tab, I've just missed to write a tab. Okay, let me forward this. Okay, so I've got good response over here, so I'll just copy the URL. Okay, so I'll just paste and see that. Okay, password tango something is written here and username blah blah. So what I will do is we have the presence of table name. I'll just erase all these things. So this as well. I'll just copy this and paste it over here, and let me see what type of response I'll be getting. So I'll just copy the URL, paste it over here. Okay, let me go to this login section here, and I'll just see the administrator. So password is administrator by itself. So we have same username and password. So I'll just write some same here. Oh, it is saying that we have our password invalid. So seems like we have done something wrong here. Oh, we have just miswritten this username. I mean, we have written this username twice. So now we have to write this password. I haven't even noticed that. Okay, let us see. I think everything is okay now. So I'll just copy this, paste it over here, and I'll see the administrator password, paste it over here. Administrator is our username. I'll just try to log in. Okay, now that we have our lab solved. So hope you guys today in this video we are going to deal and talk about branch SQL injection. All right, so today in this video we are going to just solve this lab, and we need to talk more about some important concepts. So what I will do is I'll just click and access the lab, but before that let me tell you something about the lab description. So it has the vulnerable tracking cookie, and it contains the users table and the columns name, username and password, and we know username value is equal to administrator, and now all we need to do is you need to find out the password. Okay, so what I will do is I'll just click and access the lab. So what I will do is I'll just turn on the intercept in this worksheet, and I'll just click on this gift category. So what I will do is I'll just send this to the repeater. Okay, now what I will do is what okay, let us understand what will be its response when we do not modify and do anything else there. So you can see this welcome back screen and all those things, right? So now what I will do is I will do just to and 3 equals to 4. So and you don't need to go in that to depth, so you can just think it with your common sense that is 3 equals to 4. Definitely no, right? So let us see what will this return. Okay, so you will see this welcome back screen that has been disappeared. Means in this blind SQL injection, you will have something change in your page, and then after getting some kind of change in your page, you can just verify whether it is a blind SQL injection or not. Yeah, but yes, it depends upon the type of blind SQL injection, whether you are dealing with Boolean blind SQL injection or time-based blind SQL injection. But this is a time, Boolean-based blind SQL injection, and we will talk about time-based blind SQL injection in the upcoming video, and we will even talk about out of band technique and all those things. So stay tuned and make sure to subscribe to this YouTube channel so that you will be updated with all type of labs and all those things that is deal with SQL injection. Okay, so now that we got this welcome back screen disappear when we did these three equals to four, we can do and find out some password using this. And you might ask a question to yourself, well, what the heck is that guy telling? How can we find? Yeah, your question is absolutely good, so I appreciate that. Okay, what if we will ask this data, this web application to return the good, let us say, true value when the length of our password is a. Okay, and when for the second length of the password, we will tell the web application if the guessing matches the second character of our password, then you just need to send us unbroken page, otherwise send us the broken page. So we will even write the code in that way as well. But I hope you understood what I mean to say. And as I already told you, 1,000 words, that is really bad than an example. So we will just go and do the example. We will solve the lab and you will get what I mean to say. So what I'll do is I'll just go and reload here. Okay. Okay, so now that we did this 3 equals to 4, we are going to do something change over here. So what I will do is okay, so what I'll do is select A from. Okay, so firstly, what I'll do is I'll just try to verify whether there is a presence of table name user or not. So if there is a presence of table name users, then it will go with this value A. And if this value A is evaluated with this value, means A is definitely equals to A, and this will send us unbroken page, and we will see that. Oh, I think I messed up here. Okay, so I think we did something wrong here. So I'll just limit it to one, so that it will not look for all those kind of things. So you can see when I limited it to sort for one value, so it is selecting A from the users, and it gives us clear verification that there is a presence of a user table. So if I will erase this yes and USER. Okay, I will just make double S, and if I send this, you will see that welcome back is message that will be disappeared. That means to say that user table is present. So now we will verify there is the presence of username. So I mean to say username administrator column. So where username is equal to administrator, right? ADMINISTRATOR. So I'll just close this code and send this request once again. And welcome back means there is the presence of table name administrator. So what I will do is now our end goal is to find out the password of the administrator. But before finding the password of the administrator, we need to find out the length of the password. So what I will do is we will just use length, function. So we will try to find out the length of the password. And usually you can just use your common sense, and you can just tell me what is the usual length of the password, that is definitely greater than 8 or 6, right? So we will go with 8 and we will see anything. Okay, so length of the password is greater than 8. I messed up something here. I'll just copy this so that it will be useful here from user, and we just need to put another and statement here. Okay, so in this way we will verify whether there is a password of length greater than 8 or not, 8 characters or not. So you will see welcome back screen. So in this way I'll just go with 15, and I'll just verify whether the length of password is greater than 15 or not. Yeah, I'm good till now, so I'll just go with 21. Okay, so I'll better to go with 20. Okay. Okay, so we see this welcome back screen that disappeared. So I think I should go with 19. Okay, where is the send button? I'll just send this. Okay, so it shows welcome back screen. Previously, when the password length is greater than 20, that welcome back message that got disappeared. So I think the length of the password is 20. Okay, so what I will do is I'll just send this, and yeah, you can even use this includer functionality in the verb sheet. So I hope you got what I mean to say. Okay, so in this way you can just guess out the length of the password. So now that we know that the length of the password is 20, our next in, that is the in job, is to find out the password. So you can just find out the password using substr function. Okay, so I'll just do substr, and we need to find out the password. And for the password, we need to okay, so I'll just go with 1. Okay, so you might not understand what I mean to say, so you don't need to feel worry about that. So I will just send this to the intruder. I'll clear all of this, and I will just firstly add this one, and then what I'll do is I'll just add this one as well. And you might not understand what I mean to say, what I have written. So firstly, it is testing. It's okay. So firstly, let me complete all of my jobs, and I will just make you understand. So I will just select this cluster bomb, and that is the assignment that I leave for you to know why I had selected cluster bomb. So I'll just go from 0 to 20 because the length of the password is definitely 20. So I'll just step it with 1. And now for the second payload, I'll just go with okay. Brute force is okay. So I'll just go and select 1, and here as well, I'll just select 1. Okay, and okay, so here, what you need to understand is this value will get increased from 1 to 20, means as you know the length of the password is 20. So this one will check one character at a time, and this one will is the index of the password. So index of the password, and this is the actual password. So let us say there is something like 2 in this 7 passwords comma 7 comma 1. Then in the seventh position, there is 2 in the password. So let us say that okay, just go with the usual one. The password contains series of number of characters and all those things. So that 2 is contained in the seventh index. That is what this mean to say. This is the index and this is the password. So I hope you guys got what I mean to say. So what I'll do is I'll just go and start the attack, and you see the payload count is total payload count is 720. So this is the Bob Suite Community Edition. So you can just go for professional edition if you can afford this, and if you cannot afford this, you can just do everything with this community edition, because I'm also fine with using the community edition. So what I will do is I will just try to sort out this, and see nothing is special we have got. Okay, so let us I will just let it complete all of this its job, and once it completed I will just pause the video. I mean to say unpause the video. So finally guys, our intruder was able to send these respective packets, and then it is finally able to find out the passwords as well. So I'll just go and reload this. Okay, so you can see this password that have 20 characters. It have G in its 11 position, I in its second position, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna copy this. I'll just paste it to my notepad, and what I will do is I'll just write out the password. So in the first one is P, and second one is I, and in this way I'll go up to the 21. Okay, so now that we have our this password copied out in this clipboard, so this is our password. So what I'll do is I can just go and I don't need to save this. Okay, this is our payload. So what I'll do is I'll just go to this my account, and our username is administrator, and our password is what we had copied and pasted out previously. So I'll just try to log in, and okay, so you see we have our lab solved, and I hope you guys got a chance to learn something new. So today in this video, so we are going to solve this lab of blind SQL injection. So what I will do is I'll just click on access the lab. So you can either solve it manually with the browser. I have opened Burpsheet parallelly here, okay, and you can even use tool like SQL map, okay. So this is my Arch Linux installed in my WSL. So you can even install this SQL map by sudo pacman sy SQL map, and then you can just use it. So you can even install it under your Windows or Linux or desktop as well. So what I will do is I'll just click on any items, but before that I will just turn on the intercept over here. I'll just go to the gift. I'll just send this to the repeater.
turn off the intercept. Okay, so we have everything we need to do over here. I'll firstly try to verify whether it accepts single quotes or double quotes. So I'll just get started with single quotes here, or it might accept four quotes as well. So I'll just send this packet. Okay, it says internal server error, so I'll just write here something so that it will be good for us for the future to take the reference. So I'll just write the internal server error so that it will be visible for us from here, so we will not need to scroll mouse up to that point. So okay, so now I'll just add one quote and I will just send this once again. Okay, it shows 200. Okay, means it accept this. So we have to includes varies number of commands. So what we will do is we will just concatenate here, so we can just do concatenation with this one, and it is better for us to include our command within this brackets. So firstly we will try to verify whether it contains Oracle database or not. So what I will do is I will just do select nothing empty string from dual. Okay, so yeah, it shows 200. Okay, means it has Oracle database on the backend. So I will just directly head over to the command. So if we go to the lab description once again, so let us go there. So you can see here we have table already we have the presence of table name users, in it have columns name username and password, and we have to fetch out the password of administrator user. So the username is administrator. Now our in job will be finding the password. So as we are already known that the username is administrator, we can use this, and we are already known that the table name is users, so we are going to take the advantage of this information available to us. Select. So we will apply the case. So I will make you understand what this payload means to say. So firstly let me write all of this. Okay, now that I had written this, you can see I had written the spelling of administrator mistake. So that is by knowing. So what I have done is, if there is the presence of table name user, and there is the presence of another column name administrator, remember I have written one more R, then what it will return? It will return, firstly I will just write it correct. Okay, so when there is the presence of table name user and administrator, then what it will do is it will just go and check this condition, and if this condition is true, then it will execute this value. So what is the value of 1 by 0? It We don't need to get too much complicated. You can just go and apply some simple mathematics. So 1 by 0 is definitely infinity, right? So that's the same case here. So what will 1 by 0 return in the web page? It will definitely return something error. So same in this case. So if there is the presence of user and administrator, then this will return an error, and if there is no presence of something like that, then it will return something like that. I'll just send this and you will see an error. Okay, you can see there is an internal server error. So what if I write the spelling mistake of administrator, and there will there is no presence of this username named administrator. Okay, so what I will do is I will just send this and you will see 200. Okay, so I hope you got this. When it do not find that administrator, it will select nothing, and selecting nothing means dropping nothing from nothing. Okay, I guess you can understand. So now our next job will be finding the length of the password. So as we are pretty sure that there is no such information that is need to be changed in this case, so we can manipulate some value over here, and we can use this same payload. So what I'll do when firstly I will just verify the length of the password. So length of when it is greater than, let's say, usually the length of password is greater than 8, right? So let's see what it will return. It returns 500. Error means we are at the good point. So let's increase it to 15, and let's see what it will happen. Okay, we are at the good point till now. So let's increase to 20. Okay, means okay, let's increase to 19. Okay, I mean decrease to 19. Okay, previously we saw 200 okay in 20 and 500 internal server in 19, means the length of the password is 20. So let's go with 20. Okay, or you can even use this warp intruder function as well. Okay, okay, it shows internal server error, means the length of the password is 20. So now as we are provided the length of the password is 20, we have to use substring function available in the Oracle database. So what I will do is I will just do substring of. So okay, I will make you understand once I will finish writing this. So I'll just send this and let's see what it is returning. It is returning 200. Okay, what it mean to say is, firstly it will check the length of the password, and at the first position it is checking the first character, and it is checking its value with this a, means if in the in the password, means if there is the presence of a in the first position of the password, then it is definitely going to return 500. But no, it do not contain a, so it did not return this 500. Okay, so in order to verify what is present there, I will just send this to the repeat no no intruder. So I'll just go there. So firstly I'll just clear this. Okay, so we need to verify what is present in the first position, right? So I'll just add this, and I think nothing is needed anymore. So attack type is gonna be sniper. So payload, that's gonna be brute forcer because it contains A to Z, right? So the maximum length is definitely gonna be 1 in both of the case. So you can see the payload count is 36. So I'll just start the attack. So it says Bob community edition is a bit slow. Okay, no problem. Okay, so we have everything completed. So you can see we have to fetch out the different one. So you can see different something different, and everywhere we can see 200, and we can see 500 over this, means the length of the first character is definitely this L or 1 something, right? So in this way we can know what is the length of the first character, but it is not possible to do in each of these combination, because sometimes it might contain words and all those things, letters and everything else. So what we will do is I'll just clear this again, and what we will do is we have to fetch out the password up to the length of 20, right? So I will add this, and then here as well. So I will just simply add this, and attack type is gonna be our cluster bomb. So you can just read this and understand why I had selected cluster bomb. So that is the assignment that I left for you. So I'll just go this onto this payloads option, and in the first one we do not have our brute forcer, we have our numbers, right? Because we have our positions. So we have our position ranging from 1. So let us do from 0. Okay, to be at the safe side, 0 to 20, and we have to step by 1. Okay, so in the second case we can make the brute force error, right? Here it is. So you can just take it one and one. Okay, so I think it is good for us to start the attack once again, and it will again told that community edition is a bit slower. So if you can afford professional edition, you can just go for it, because professional edition is a lot more faster than community edition, and it have one more functionality, which is burp collaborator, which we are going to discuss in the later video. So you can just see Bob suite is doing its job here, and you can see there is a different length available here. So we will just talk it once this attack get completed. So until that, I'll just pause the video and let it get completed, and it might take about 1 hour as well, because at the ending stage it might take more time. So I'll just pause the video. So guys, the attacking process is almost going to be completed, but we have got what we wanted. So I'll just sort out my length. So okay, so you can just click on this, and it will just sort out this one, and you can see, okay, there are 20 characters that are the different status code. That means our password is within this. So this payload one that we previously set, this is our position of the password, and this is the password. Okay, so all we need to do is I'll just copy this and paste to any text editor. So I'll just use a notepad here, and you can just erase all this. And okay, rather than erasing everything, you can just note down that, like, in first position there is 3, right? So our later character of our first first character of our password is 3, and second, okay, let's go to 2, and this is I. And in this way you can just go and write down all of this, and I'll just be back after writing all of the password. So I had listed out the password, okay, and you can see the attacking process has also been completed. So what I'll do is I'll just copy this password, I'll just go there, and I'll just click on my account. And our username was definitely administrator. So administrator, and the password was the same that we previously copied. And okay, so in this way you can solve this lab. Okay guys, so once you roll into the intro, we have this lab to solve, and after solving this lab you will have a great concept, okay, of identifying which type of database is being used in the back end, okay. And you can use this cheat sheet and take this as a reference, okay. And all we need to do in this lab is we need to cause this you exploit this using SQL injection vulnerability, and it must cause a delay of 10 seconds. So I'll click on access the lab, okay. Okay, so now that we have our lab loaded, so I'll just turn on the intercept here, and I'll just click on any random items here. I'll just send this to the repeater, and everything I have to do is under this category. As discussed previously, our vulnerable parameter is this tracking ID. So we will have a look at this cheat sheet over here, because all we need in this tutorial is this cheat sheet. So you can just go and take the reference of this cheat sheet, okay. And firstly, what we need to do in this case is we need to close this query. So I will just send this, and everything is good till now. So I will just comment the rest of the line, and I will just try to do concatenate. And as I already discussed, for string concatenation, you have either this plus sign, or this double to bar, or this space, okay. And firstly, we will try to do concatenation with Oracle and PostgreSQL, and then we will replace this with plus sign. And if that also do not solve the lab, then we will shift with this space, okay. So firstly we should go and see this bar only works for Oracle and PostgreSQL. So we just need to go to this time delays one, and we can just do Oracle and PostgreSQL. So what I will do is I'll just copy this command, and I'll just select this and I'll just send this, and I will see whether it caused any delay in the response or not. And as you might guess, it did not cause any delay in the response. So you can just guess that the Oracle uh, database is not being used in the backend. So now we will just go with PostgreSQL. So for that we can just do pg underscore sleep, okay, and that's for 10 seconds, okay. And what I'll do is I'll just send this, and you can see it is causing a bit delay in the response. Means this is the PostgreSQL database used in the backend, and if it receive cause a 10-second delay with this command or this command, then that parallel database is being used in the backend. So you see, and you can also see that there we have our left solve, and
All
that's it.
right, so I have this Bob Suite Professional Edition open over here. So I'll just click on next and start my Bob Suite Professional Edition. And if you do not have this Professional Edition, you can also follow along with this tutorial. Okay, so I'll just open my browser. Okay, so I'll just restore this one. Okay, so now that we have my browser open, you can see we have this lab to solve, and we have this cheat sheet available over here. And in this lab description we can easily see that we have this kind of information given to us, which is the variable parameter is tracking cookie id. So I'll just go and open this in the new tab, and I'll just keep on shouting you about this information available to us. So there is the content of table name users with the columns name, username and password. So it have the this username have the value of administrator. So now we have this worksheet open over here. So I'll just click on this intercept is off. So I'll just go ahead and click on any random parameter over here. So I'll just go with this page. Okay. Okay, so I have this intercept capture over here. So on the other hand, you can just go ahead, you can inspect, and you can just go under this network tab. So I'll just first send this to the repeater, and I'll just keep on telling you, okay. And then you can just go ahead and use this as a proxy, right? So you don't need to set up any proxy device, just like Bobsuit or Zap proxy, Jet Attack proxy. You can just go ahead and do anything over here as well. So you can just see HTTP headers you have provided over here, response error, and all this information. So we are using proxy live burp suite for the easiness, okay. So I have sent one thing to the repeater. Okay, so we have to manipulate our value over here because you have to play it with this one. So I had sent this to the repeater, okay. Firstly I will just close this one, and I will just enclose everything within this bracket, okay. So I will just write select case when. So firstly let me write the payload, and I'll just make you understand. Then if you haven't watched my another previous video out there where I have told you which type of database will while dealing with blind SQL injection, you can just go ahead and watch, because it will be quite useful video to use. So case when this one is equal to this one, then this is the PostgreSQL database. So you can identify which type of database is this by watching my previous video. So I have already idea of that this is the PostgreSQL database. And for doing delay in this PostgreSQL database, we have to write this command. So I will write pg underscore sleep, and we have to sleep this for 10 seconds, and else in from users. So you might not understand what I have written till now. So firstly let me encode this, all of this one. URL encoding is fine, and if this URL encoding still do not work, then you can encode it once again. So I'll just press Ctrl U, because Ctrl U is the shortcut key for encoding with URL. So up to this one, okay. So Ctrl U. Okay, so now that is URL encoded, and you can see under this inspector option over here, and what I have done, you can see, right? I have firstly checked that if 1 equals to 1, then I will tell my database to sleep for 10 seconds, else do nothing from the if there is the existence of table name users, right? This is what I have told. And one more thing I have forget to do is, oops, I forget to write this two dashes, so that the rest of the line will be commented. So I will just URL encode it. Okay, so I will just send this packet, and you can see this is causing any kind of delay while giving the response. It means that there is the presence of table name users, and our end goal is to find out the password of the administrator. So let us go to the lab description. So you can see our end goal is to find out the password of the administrator. So in order to find out the password of the administrator, we need to do something over here. So in order to do something here, firstly what we need to do is you can see it is just sending us that response. Okay, so so I'll just encode this one, decode this one, and we have already idea that there is the presence of username named administrator. So again, for verifying this, I will just write where username is equal to admi then strator. So I'll just apply changes. I click on this apply change, and it will be applied over here. Okay, so one more dash over here. Okay, and then and only, oops, no dashes is needed. Okay, so I had applied changes over there, and I'll just send this packet, and I will see whether it cause any kind of delay while sending the response. Okay, so now that you have known that there is the presence of username named administrator as well, so I will just go and select this one, and we have to apply some changes over here. So in the place of 1 equals to 1, we can use this to verify the length of the password. So what we can do is we can just do length of the password is greater than 1. So you can firstly write greater than 1 and apply changes over here. You can see it is applied over here, and you can send this packet, and after it will send this delay message, and you can just go ahead and you can just find out the length of the password. And I already knew that the length of the password is 20 character. So what I will do is I had already knew that the length of the password is 20 character, so I will not go again and play with this. So you can just go with greater than 1, and next time you can go with 15, and next time you can just go with 19. I know length of the password is 20, so what I will do is I'll just go ahead and write 20, but you need to go ahead and play with this, or you can use the intruder functionality, right? So I will just send this, and in order to verify, I have just sent this packet once again, and you can see it is causing delay. It means the length of the password is exactly 20 characters. Now what we need to do is we need to find out what is the exact password, right? So for finding the exact password, I'll just go ahead and select this because it will be easy for me. So I'll just erase this one. We can use substr functions. So substr, and we need to find out the password, comma 1, comma 1, and you can just use this one, and then we can just equate this with a, and I'll just make you understand why I had written this one. So you can see what I have written. So it is just with this substr function, it is trying to evaluate the length of the actual character of the password. In the first character, it is trying to check first character. It wants one time. This one indicate the number of character to be checked, and this is the position of the character to be checked. And if there is a present in the first character, then it will cause delay, right? So let us send this. It do not cause delay. It means that a is not present in the first character. So in order to find out the length of the entire entire password, what we need to do is we need to use this tool in the worksheet, which is the intruder. So what we will do is we have to make this as the length of the character is 20, so we have to increase it from 1 to 20, right? And then we need to find out the exact password as well. So that can be either a, b, c, d, or 0, 1, 2, and it can range for 0 to 9 or a to g, right? So I'll just add this one as well, and I'll select the attack type as cluster bomb. I'll just go to the payload section, and here we have in 1 we have numbers because we have the position, right? So what I'll do is I'll just go ahead and number it is. So I'll just go from 1 to 20, and I will step it from 1, right? And in the second one, okay, so sorry, in the second one I'll just go with brute force. Here it is. So I'll just go from 1 to 20. Okay, so I'll just go to this resource pool as well. So you can see by default it is sending 10 requests at a time. But in the blind SQL injection, we have to send one request at a time, because this is the time-based SQL injection. So if we send 10 requests, then we might not get the actual password, and you might be thinking where is the what might be the wrong in our payloads. So we can just click on new resource. So you can just specify any random name. So I specify any random name. So main important thing is this one, maximum concurrent requests, that should be one, so that it can send one character at a time. So what I'll do is I'll just go ahead and start attack. So everything is fine till now. Okay, so I'll just click on start attack. Okay, so in the this columns tab, you can you have to click on this response received as well, so that you will get the response receive time as well. So it will take a bit time, and if you have professional edition, it will be a bit faster as well. So you can see the sixth, in our sixth index of the password, there is the presence of letter A. So you can just click on this one, and you can sort it. But how do I know that there is the letter A? Because we deal with time based blind SQL injection, right? And in the time based blind SQL injection, we took the response time of 10 seconds, and you can see this is nearly equal to 10 seconds. And due to this, we verified that this is our password, and you can see it have successfully guessed other password as well. So let it get completed, and once it get completed, I'll get back to you. Okay, guys, so we have our attacking process completed, but I knew that this is our actual password. So what I'm going to do is I'll just go ahead and open my notepad over here, and I'll just select all of this. Okay, so this is our password. I'll just copy this. I'll just paste it over my notepad. Okay, and what I will do is in the first indexing, there is the presence of just go with one. There is one. So one is the first character of our password. In two, there is two, and in the three, there is J. In the four, there is B. So it might be different in your case, because this port should keep on updating this. So you can just go ahead and write this password. So you can just I'll just go ahead and write this. So this is our password. So I have copied all of this. So I'll just go to this one. I'll just go to this lab description. I'll just go to the my account, because as we already knew that our password is administrator. I'll just go ahead and write ADMINISTRATOR, and password is what we have copied previously. Okay, so you will see our lab has been solved.
Okay, so today in this video we are going to deal about these two labs. So in the first lab we have this blind SQL injection with out of band interaction, and in the second lab we have this blind SQL injection with out of band data exfiltration. And okay, so let's go ahead and read this, solve this first lab. And after solving this lab, you will have a great concept of solving this lab as well. So you cannot solve this lab if you haven't follow along with this tutorial. So you can just go ahead and follow the tutorial, right? It is everything is included in the playlist, so it will be easier for you to follow all of the tutorial from the beginning, right? Okay, so let's not talk about that. So you can see it contains the lab which have blind SQL injection vulnerability, and it uses a tracking cookie ID for you can read all of this. And you can see in order to solve the lab, we need to have Burp collaborator. So it is available in the professional edition of Burp Suite. So if you do not have professional edition, then you cannot solve this lab. But the main point of view is not solving the lab. You should gain the concept of hosting your own that is not taught in this tutorial, but you can even host your own domain, and that you have full control of, right? And you can see who is visiting that and all those things, right? So you can just go follow along with this tutorial, and then you can just go ahead. So what I'll do is I'll just click on access the lab, right? And in this out of band interaction, we need to perform a DNS lookup, right? So I'll just reload it once again. So here is the cheat sheet available to us, and for having this DNS lookup, we have this payload given to us, right? So we don't need to worry about remembering it, right? Okay, so what I'll do is I'll just go ahead and open Notepad. Okay, so I'll just open Notepad so that it will be easy for us. Okay, format word wrap. Okay, here is my this one, and I will open my verb sheet and my proxy. I will turn on the intercept. So I will go to the splits, and here is our vulnerable parameter, right? So as we read the lab description, our vulnerable parameter was tracking ID, right? I will send this to the repeater because I have to play it with it, right? So I'll just go ahead here, and then what I will do is I will firstly try to close it, but you can see here is the cheat sheet given to us. So you can just do concatenation over this one, okay? So in the professional edition above sheet, we have this collaborator feature. So I will just go ahead and I will just click and copy to clipboard, and it will give me one domain, okay? So firstly, I will just copy this payload, okay? Oh, okay, so I'll just click on copy. I'll just paste there. Firstly, I will just do concatenation over here. Okay, and here I need to paste down my collaborator subdomain. Okay, so I'll just select. Okay, I'll do it later on, and I'll just go to my worksheet professional edition. I'll just copy one collaborator domain. Okay, so I'll just paste that here over here. I'll just select all and copy this, and what I will go is I will go to this professional edition. So I hope you understood why I had entered that collaborator domain here. If you host your own website where you have the full control, right, you can just paste your domain over here as well. So you don't. It is not mandatory to put the professional edition, that collaborator domain. So the main point of view is you should understand, right? So here you can see I just need to paste my collaborator subdomain. So I had pasted it over here. So here I will just go to this repeater tab once again, and I will just paste that payload, and I will do this one for commenting rest of the line. So I will just select all of this till this point, and I will encode it with URL with control U. I will just send this. Okay, response 200. Okay, I will click on poll now. Okay, so you can see these are the requests that we have got after polling that, and you can just go ahead and click one, and you can see this IP and all those things. So after doing this, I hope you will have your lab solved. So I'll just go there. Okay, so you can see this is how we can solve this lab. And in the next case, we have we have to fetch out some of the important data over here. So I'll just go to the notepad, clear all of this. Okay, so here we need to fetch out the password of the username administrator, and we have this all of the information. You can just go ahead and read this. So I'm not going to shout it anymore. So I'll click on access the lab, and this is same in this case as well. So you can even host your own network, website, and I will not like to tell that same thing time and again. And yeah, okay, so this is our payload. Okay, I'll just click on copy. I'll go ahead and paste that over my notepad. Okay, so I'll do string concatenation over here. So okay, so I will have to select my query over here, and here we need to find out the password of the administrator, where user name equals to administrator. We need to fetch out the password, right, inside that user table. So our command will be select password from our table name is users, where username is equal to administrator administrator, and here we need to paste our verb collaborator subdomain, right? Okay, so firstly what I'll do is I'll just go on to this. Okay, I'll just close this one. I'll go to this proxy, turn on the intercept, and I'll just go ahead and click on this pets icon. So here is this tracking ID, which is the vulnerable parameter in this case as well. So I'll just turn off the intercept. I have here in this repeater tab. So I'll just go ahead in this collaborator once again. So I will clear all of these, right? So clear interaction. So I will just copy the new domain, and here what I need to do is I just need to paste that domain over here. So this will be our final payload. So you don't need to go ahead and remember every single payload, so you can just take the reference when it is needed. So I'll just paste my payload over here, and finally what I am going to do is I'll just do commenting to the rest of the line. So now what I'll do is I'll just URL encode by pressing Ctrl U. Okay, I'll just send this once again. Okay, so here, so as you can see, we have this request over here, right? And this is the password. Okay, so this one is our password, and you might question yourself, why, how do I know that this is our password? So you can see, I'll just go to this repeater section here. Here, what I have done is I have selected password from users where username equals to administrator, and here before putting that domain of collaborator, I had, you can see that I had selected this one as well. I had this dot as well. So this dot repeat, this is, it is distinguishing password and what do we call that, collaborator subdomain. So my English is a bit weak, so all you need to do is you need to understand, right? So I'll just go ahead and I'll just go to this my account section here, and I'll paste that password. My username is administrator, right? So I'll just try to log in. So okay, so our lab has been solved.
Hello everyone and welcome to this tutorial once again, and today in this video we are going to deal with one more methodology of dealing with blind SQL injection. Okay guys, so if you have followed this tutorial, this SQL injection playlist till this point, then I think you are at the good stage, right? Because I have almost covered everything, including from absolute beginning to the advanced. I think so you should keep on going, studying, and you should go ahead and you can just check the SQL injection vulnerability in the real websites. So make sure you are legal to check, because you cannot check on any random website, so you should be legal to check, right? Okay, so today in this video we will deal with one more methodology, and here we have to bypass the filter with XML encoding. So you can go ahead and read this lab description. So we have available with the table name users, and we have this username and password, and we need to retrieve the username and password, right? So I'll go ahead and start in the new tab and have this Bobsit professional edition over here. So you can have even follow along with this tutorial if you have community edition. So I already knew that the vulnerable parameter is check stock feature, but in the real life scenario you will not have any idea of any vulnerable parameter. So you should go ahead and check for each and every parameter. So I'll just go ahead with this view detail. You should go to this home, this account, and everywhere. So you should make sure you should be using this proxy device such as Bobsuit or Jet Attack proxy. So that will make your work a lot more easier. So I'll just turn on the intercept, and I will just go ahead and check stock here. So it had captured something over here, so I'll just send this to my repeater. I'll just forward it, and you can see I have sent this to the repeater because I have seen this XML over here, so we can retrieve out some of the useful information via this XML. So I'll just forward this. Okay, no information is available to us over here, so I'll just turn off the intercept, and I'll just go ahead in the repeater because we have to play with. I'll just send this packet, okay, and I'll see the response over here. Okay, so it is telling this 200, okay, and it is giving us this it has this 366 units. So our end goal is to find out the username and password, right? So in order to find out the username and password, you can play with it. And firstly what I will do is I will just do union, okay, from users. So I'll just send this and let me see what I will get. So it has detected the attack, so I'll just try to encode it. So firstly I will just convert selection HTML. Okay, firstly I will go with the numeric one. Okay, so it is telling that 0 units. So still it has detected 0 encoding, means we need to go ahead and do encoding one more time. So I think what we need to do is we need to go ahead and write this one in this ID over here. So I will just go ahead and send this one. So it has detected the attack. Select this one, convert selection,
and I'll just go with hex entities firstly. So it has given us the this username, so we can just go ahead and find this username of this administrator. Okay, so our username is administrator, so I'll just go over here and I'll just go to this my account, and so my username is administrator, so I've already got the option. So now the job is to find out the password, right? Okay, so select password from users. Okay, so I'll just click on apply changes. I'll just convert selection HTML encode hex entities, send this. So it has given a lot of passwords, so I do not know which one is the password of administrator, so I'll just apply one more thing where I think. Okay, so where where username is equal to administrator AD NASTRATOR. I'll just click on apply changes. Okay, so I'll just do this one. Okay, I think we have done something wrong over here. Where username. Okay, so I've detected what we have done wrong over here. So I'll just go ahead and remove this. Okay, so now I will just encode it with the URL. Okay, I mean to say this HTML. Okay, I'll just send this. So this is the password of our administrator. I'll just copy this one and paste it over here, and I'll just try to log in. Okay, so it is telling us invalid password. Okay, so we have not copied this O, right? Administrator and paste down, and we have missed copying this O. Okay, so now we have our laptop, and I hope you guys got to learn a lot of methodology by coming at this point, and I hope that series was helpful. So I will just keep on updating this series. So okay, so that's all for today. Thank you, take care, bye.